Hello, winners, and welcome to season 2 of Fanatic Friday and 2 for the win. Certainly glad you joined us today. We have a great season 2 first episode where we're going to talk about the AFC in the NFL. So we're going to review the teams, their projected win-loss, all that fun stuff. But before we do, please be sure to share, subscribe, and follow 2 for the win on your favorite platform. I want to give a shout out to Hard Rock Bet. If you have you want to bet a season over under on a team, you got a strong feeling, please consider Hard Rock Bet to place it. You can find it in the description. Happy Friday, Nick.
Happy Friday, Will. Hello, winners.
Look at you with
So
your dolphin
excited.
teal, you Southwest Florida like Homer. How are you doing?
Hey, AFC. I'm just wearing an AFC jersey.
I know, you're good. I did not have a AFC jersey, but I didn't wear the Packers because we'll talk about them at a future episode. So I got the Jane Daniels one.
That's a good one.
That's some cool person got me for gifts. I forget who that was.
Hey, he's a keeper.
Good stuff. So we are finally on the home stretch. Gosh, it feels good.
I know, right?
It feels good. In fact, I saw a thing where there will not be another Thursday without football for
I
like
know.
4 months or something. So
Probably 5 months, but I don't watch preseason.
No,
Not too
I don't
much.
do that.
Just the highlights. Just I want to know who is doing well.
I'm looking
as a
for
rookie.
injuries for fantasy.
And rookies who are
Yeah.
performing well.
Yeah. But we'll probably have a fantasy football episode
Yeah.
before the season starts too. But today we're going to talk about the AFC. Obviously, there's been a lot of movement. With some of the different players. Of course, Aaron Rodgers now in Pittsburgh. I think that's going to be an interesting thing. Like, what do they actually show up? So let's see. We can start. Why don't we start with the AFC East? So we have Buffalo, Miami, New England, which I'm on record on is going to have a really good year, and the Jets. So according to Hard Rock Bet, let's start with Buffalo. Over under 12.5 wins in a 17-game season. Are you taking the over or the under?
I think the over.
Really?
I think the Bills last year was their year, and this year is their year again.
Yeah.
I think that they will. They just cannot go backwards with the quarterback they have and the team, the chemistry they have. I like their pick in the draft, so we'll see.
Yeah, that's all right. I think Buffalo again is going to be obviously super strong, but 12-5 seems about right. So I'm going to take under. I'm going to go under. We'll do a tally, and then at the end of the season, we'll see how right we are. So I'm assuming you're picking the Bills to win the division.
Oh
as
yeah,
well?
100%.
Okay.
100%.
Then they have 4. Let's see. Trying to scroll through here. The Patriots are next up at over under 8.5.
I give over 8.5. I think that I'm with you. I love the addition of the coach. I love the addition of the players around May. I love May. I think that they're in building phase, but I don't say rebuilding. I said building because I think that they're gonna be way better than people give them credit for. And the coach is so important. I think he's fantastic for this team. So I think I would not be shocked if they get like a 10-7 or something.
Yeah, I will go over as well. I'll say 9-8, but I think they squeak into the playoffs on there. For the same reason. I love the coach. Question for me, is Stephon Diggs going to be in the game, or is he going to be dealing on boats where he's dealing? Do you see that picture where he's
I don't have a lot of faith on Stephen Diggs.
No, but their defense is legit.
Yeah, defense is
and
really
Derek May is ascending. So, all right, going over there, and we both think they'll make the playoffs. Next up is Dolphins over under 7.5. What a difference a few years make, right?
That one I'm struggling with. I think that is the year they implode. So I would go under. But it's a hard one. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes 7 or 8 wins. But I would go under.
Yeah, I think so too. I think when you I don't like Tyreek Hill. Seems like he's got 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Let's look at their schedule real quick. I mean, right off the bat, their first 3 games, the Colts could be sneaky good.
Over there, already.
Patriots, Bills, Panthers are going to be better. Chargers, Browns, who knows? Falcons, good. Ravens, Bills, Commanders in Madrid. Steeler, yeah, I'm going under. Yeah, sorry for fins up, and obviously you're sporting the colors, but no,
I'm
I'm going
realistic.
under. Yeah, you are. And then the Jets over under 6.5. This is a sneaky line because you're thinking either the Jets are going to be 6-11 or 7-10. So that's
I
kind of interesting.
I take the under. I take the under. I love the coach, but I know the injury of their quarterback is maybe not as bad as first thought, but still, it's the curse, like you said, the curse of the Jets. And I think they're missing pieces. I know people think, oh, 2 years ago they were so close, and they got Rodgers, he didn't work out, but now they still have the piece around. I don't believe it. I need to see it to believe it, and I don't. So I will go under.
Listen to their first 6 games: Steelers, Bills, at Buccaneers, at Dolphins, Cowboys, Broncos in London. Actually, let's go 8. Panthers and Bengals. They'll be lucky to have 2 wins.
Yeah, I agree. I
That,
think they
so.
get Panthers at home and maybe one other one, but that's
All
it.
right. So we're both going under. So okay. So you went over on the Bills. I went under. And then we both went under on the Dolphins. We both went over on the Patriots. Both went under on the Jets. Okay. Got it. There we go.
Great, great.
All right.
So the
So
next one I will start. So you can start with your pronos, what you think. So for the AFC North, we have of course Baltimore, Cincinnati, Cleveland, and Pittsburgh, which will be like woohoo. You don't want to be in that division.
no,
Uh,
that's a rough one.
so we look at the lines from a Hard Rock Bet, or sponsor today. And so let's start with the Ravens, Will. Over 11.5. That's the line.
I think I am going under. I think 11-6. I do think the Ravens will be really good, but that division is going to be tough. Cleveland's going to be better. Pittsburgh's, who knows? Like Pittsburgh is really the wild card because you don't know what you're going to get out of the receivers and how much Rodgers has in the tank. But Cincinnati's going to be good. And I think the Ravens are going to have a tough schedule. So I will go under, but I still think that they'll be a very good team.
I will go over.
Ooh.
I don't like the Ravens. I even like less Lamar Jackson, but I want him to have 75 MVPs and never pass the second round in the playoffs. So I would pick the Ravens to have a fantastic season. People will call for him to be MVP, which he was definitely not last year, and crash and burn in the playoff as usual. I really like Henry. That's a player that I respect and I like. I mean, to stay consistent like that for so long at his position, that's very rare.
Mm-hmm.
So I respect that. I like some young folks that they have on the wide receivers and stuff. Tight end Andrews, I think will come back with the revenge based on the catch he didn't catch, the ball he didn't caught. But I have the Ravens. Winning more than 12 games this season.
Yeah, I just think their schedule is tough. They open up with the Bills, obviously. Then Browns division games always tough. Lions at Chiefs, Texans, Rams. I think the Rams are going to be really good. And then you look later in the year: Bengals, Steelers, Bengals, Patriots, Packers, Steelers to wrap it up. That's what I mean. It's tough because injuries play such a thing. But so you're going over and I'm going under.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's
Next
look
one
at the
is
next one.
Cincinnati. Let's pull them up. Hold on. Let's get here. Cincinnati is
The Bengals, the line is
9.5.
9. Ooh, 9.5. What do you think, Will?
I'm going over. I know Bengals have a sieve for defense, and we don't know what's going to happen with Hendrickson at the time of this recording, but they can win a lot of 35-31 games. I am big on Burrow. They kept Higgins and Chase. I'm going over.
Yeah, same. I will bet. I don't know how much, but I will bet a lot of money that they lose. I don't even know their schedule. They lose their first game because they just did that six years in a row. I
That's
think
right.
that,
They
and
got
they
the
go
Browns.
at Browns. I make them losing this game. But I think, like you mentioned, offensively they're so good. That's a team, Hard Rock Bet, or sponsor. I'm not pushing anyone to bet. But if you want to bet over on Cincinnati Bengals, out of 17 weeks, I would be shocked if 14 times they don't go over. They don't go over because they are literally gonna
Oh, you mean for the
score.
game score? The
Yeah,
over
they're gonna
what? Yeah.
score and they're gonna wet the bet in defense probably,
Yeah.
and so that's gonna be very high scoring game. But I believe in their offense big time. So they have a better line this year, offensive line that they spend a lot of draft and two trades for the O line. So if they fix the O line, without fixing the O line, they score 35 points per game. If they fix the O line with like a guy who just throw darts as a quarterback, that's gonna be phenomenal.
Yeah.
So that's what I think. We both go over then.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's one of the more safer bets, to be honest. Then
Next
next
one,
up,
let's go for the Steelers, 8.5.
that is such a tricky one because you have the streak of Tomlin never having a losing season. So at 8.5, you're expecting 9-8 if you think they're going to go over. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers, the addition, DK Metcalf as the wide receiver. Is it enough? I don't know. This could come back and bite me, but I'm going to say under. I think the Steelers go under. I think that streak with Tomlin is done. And I think after this year, there's wholesale cleaning. I think they get a new coach. Obviously, they'll need a new quarterback. I think this could be the year where the Steelers go in a different direction after the year is over. But what are your thoughts?
Same.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we should debate things, but we are in agreement here again. I think that the curse is Rogers. Rogers was the end of some coaches. It was the end of McCarty. It was the end of the coach of the Jets. It was the end of. It will be the end of Tomlin, as well. Yeah, just don't believe in Rogers. I don't think he has it. People who say last year it was actually good at the end. I don't see it. So I'm gonna go under. I think they crash and burn and have to reset everything in the Steelers.
Yeah.
Steelers.
So the terrible towel looks like they'll be having a terrible season.
And then the Browns.
yeah,
Let's look at the Browns now. The line is 5.5.
that's the lowest, tied with the Saints. And I think the Browns will be over. I think they, out of 4 quarterbacks, they got to get one that's good. So I'm betting on that. And their defense is not shabby. Myles Garrett obviously can put a lot of pressure on the quarterback. I don't know. I'm not saying the Browns are going to be a playoff team. I do think they win more than 5 games though. So I'm going to go Browns over.
Me too.
Yeah.
We are in total agreement. No, we didn't agree on the Baltimore thing,
Yeah.
but yeah, we are in agreement there as well. I think they will be better than the Pittsburgh Steelers. They will have a better record at the end of the year. I think the Steelers will be last in this
Poor
division.
Joe is turning over.
I know.
He's like, ah.
But I mean, I hope I'm wrong for him. But
Yeah.
I really do believe that that the Browns will be way better, and I think Dylan Brooks is gonna play. I'm not saying he's gonna start at the beginning of the season, but from everything I saw, I read, I listened to interviews. Everybody are so impressed by his preseason and in his training camp. It's that people say that he's the best in the history of the Browns. He's the best above his shoulders. So it means his head. He read things fast. He understand things fast. He learned the book super fast. Now I just need to follow through with his arm, which is the most important. But I have a feeling that that Pickett will start, and then Dylan Brooks will take over. Unfortunately, I don't see Sanders playing this year.
No.
Just my 2 cents.
No. I suppose I could have wore that jersey, I suppose, today. The Shakur
Yeah, you
Sanders,
could
but
have.
I'll wear it for the our college football one.
Mhm.
But yeah, so we both go with the Browns going over. Yeah, I just think
So who is winning the division for you? Baltimore as well or Cincinnati?
I will go with Baltimore only because I trust their defense more than Cincinnati, but I really think either team could do it.
There we go. Same.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Let's go to the next one.
All right. AFC South. This is another one. A lot of wild cards here. Houston Texans, Indianapolis Colts, Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Tennessee Titans, who held the first pick in the draft and have Cam Ward. So let's go see. You have to scroll a bit to get to the top team in the AFC South on the over-under and went, wow, I'm still going. All right, let me see. Yeah. All right. They have the Jaguars and Colts both at 7.5. So let's start with the order. Hard Rock Bet has it. Jaguars over under 7.5.
I will go over. I why? Because I think that I mentioned that during our get together a cigar bar this week, but or last week, whatever it is. I think that for Lawrence is the year that he needs to prove, or it's over, or he's gonna be traded and become like a you know second QB somewhere for the rest of his career. And also, I really like the running back, Bixie,
Yeah.
whatever his name
Bixby.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, this I really like. And then you have the wideout, the rookie last year. I'm very high on him being super impactful this year.
Yeah.
We'll see with Hunter. I think he play more defense than offense, but we'll see what he's gonna do. I just like what they did offensive line. Um, it seems like from everything I read, the last couple of weeks of training camp, the new coach from Cohen from Tampa Bay, he brought a lot of great things in the offensive scheme. So I have a feeling they will be way better, and they are not in one of the strongest division,
No.
so they're able to even though I like some of those sweet teams actually, but they are not like one of the top favorites. So I would take them over.
Yeah. I will. Must have missed the Texans because hold on here. Okay. Oh, yeah. Here they are. Texans were up. Sorry. Um, Jaguars. That's a tough one. That's a good line. Um, I will go. Oof. I'm gonna go over.
Yes.
I think 8 and 9, 9 and 8. I think that could be it. So the favorite to win the division is the Texans. Their over under is 9.5. So actually, let's move back and talk about the Texans. Texans had a disappointing year last year, I think for many. But thoughts on them?
Under.
Under nine and a
I,
half.
I think that I don't even have them winning the division, but I will keep it for later who I think will win. But I think they're gonna continue their spiral. I I don't know. I like the quarterback, but last year was very undermining. I mean, I really thought way better from him after the first year, but he disappointed me in the second year. And he had a lot of tools, like in his toolbox, and it didn't really work out. They're also very fragile, it seems. Like Collins, no, Mixon is hurt already for the whole preseason and probably the first two games. I don't know. I have a weird feeling that that's a team that they're very young. So if you start bad or if you have a few bad games, that's very hard for the mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I may be wrong, but I think that's a team who will drop again.
Yeah, this again, this whole division, all the teams are kind of wonky.
Mhm.
I will go under. I think they could go
Look
nine
at
and
you.
eight. Yeah,
You learn.
I will go under as well for all the reasons you say. I do like D'Amico Ryans as a coach, and but you just have question marks, like you said. So I'll go under, and then where are we? Colts over under 7.5.
Wow. This one is a great line again. I would
Mm-hmm.
have say 7 or 8. Uh I will go under just because I need to pick. I do believe that Richardson will lose his starting position early in the season, and that the Giants quarterback Mike Jones is gonna not Mike Jones. It's
Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones
Yeah.
is gonna take over. I think Taylor injury prone the last couple of years. I think it's the end for him. Unfortunately, I really liked him before.
Mm-hmm.
I like some of their pieces on offense, but I don't see it. I would pick the under, but barely.
Same. I think some people have been touting Daniel Jones as this could resurrect his career
Mm.
type of thing. But to your point, um, Jonathan Taylor has a lot of miles on him, and the Badgers ran the heck out of them when he was at
Mm-hmm.
University of Wisconsin. So it's not like he didn't already have a lot of miles on him when he came to the NFL. They have holes. They have holes in that team. I think I this is one of those picks I don't have a lot of confidence in, but I'm going to go under as well. But I could see them catching fire and doing well. But because again, they're going to be playing, not a first place schedule
No.
is how they finish, so that helps. But I'm going to go under as well. And then to wrap up, the Titans, who are at over under 5.5 wins. They had the number one pick in the draft, being the worst team in the league last year. Drafted Cam Ward. Seems like he's doing well, but thoughts on the
Under
Titans?
because they're just bad.
They're just
And I
bad.
will leave it like this. I mean, I like Ward. I wish him the best. I really liked him at Miami. But they have so many holes. I think they're in full rebuild. I don't believe one second that they're gonna do anything. And I hope I'm wrong for their sake. But I think that they're gonna win 2-3 games.
Really? So
Mm-hmm.
you're thinking they're going to be the worst team in the league again?
Yeah.
Wow. Let me look at their schedule here because I was going to go over. I think they could be 6-11. They got the
Oh wow.
Broncos. Let's see. They got Broncos, Rams, Colts, Texans, Cardinals, Raiders. That'll win. So let me see.
At Raiders, they win at Raiders.
Maybe. I don't
Ooh,
know.
we will
I
talk
don't
about the
know.
Raiders at some point.
Yeah. Chargers, Texans. Yeah. Wow. Let me see. Can I find 6 wins on here? Saints. They should.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the
This may
Titans,
not be my best pick,
the
but I'll go
Titans, the
over.
Titans and the Saints. I would struggle to see which one of the two will be last.
Yeah, see, I think it's going to be the Saints, but and then they'll go after Manning if he leaves early.
Uh,
That's another topic for another day.
yeah.
Yeah. All right.
All right. The last one I will start, so you can start your pick. AFC West, last one, last division for the AFC conference, where we have Denver, Kansas City, Vegas,
Raiders.
and the Chargers.
All right. Let's
So
see. Hold on.
let's
Let's go over
start.
here. So Chiefs.
Chiefs, 11.5. What
Under.
do you think?
I can't say under fast enough. I think the Chiefs miss the playoffs. I'm going to go on record. I think the Chiefs miss the playoffs. Now, I don't think they'll have a losing record. I think they'll be like 9-8, but they'll lose a tiebreaker with like the Patriots or somebody like that. I think last year, we talked about it last year, smoke and mirrors. They got exposed by Philly. The history of teams who lose the Super Bowl is typically they don't make the playoffs next year. I just think, Travis Kelsey's a year old. I'm going under. In fact, outside of that bet about what were we saying, the Bengals going over, I think the Chiefs going under is one of my more favorite bets too.
Patriots, no?
Yeah, the Chiefs, well, or the Bengals and the Patriots going over, but I think the Chiefs under is a solid play. I would be shocked if they win.
I'm with you, brother.
Yeah.
100%. I'm with you. I the last 2 seasons, they had an awful regular season, like eye test wise.
Mm-hmm.
They literally were awful 2 years ago, and then they end up winning, and everybody like, oh my god, what happened? That's Pat Mahomes. Last year, same. They were like they win all those games by a point, by 3 points. And it
that's
was
not sustainable.
no, it's not sustainable. Then you start hearing friction within, like with Kelsey, with Taylor Swift not being respected, all that bullshit, and that plays a role into the how things are. I love Reed and Coach Reed, but I do believe they're gonna go under. I see them winning 9 games. I see a solid 9-8 probably. But yeah, I see them going under as well.
Yeah.
So let's go to the next one. The Broncos. So Denver, 9.5 is the line.
I am going under, but 9-8. I think they will tie with the Chiefs in that division. I like what Denver's doing, and I like their quarterback, but it's kind of like I'm getting a little bit of the Texans vibe, and maybe
really?
that's odd. Where the second year does he continue or does he stall a little bit? I I could easily see the Broncos winning more than 9 games, but I can't take the over on everybody because there's only so many teams that can make it. I think they'll have a winning record, but I'm going to go 9-8. I will take the under.
Sean Payton, over. I love Sean Payton. He's a typical coach who is very consistent with his team. Once he start building, the build up was very fast last year.
Mhm.
Thanks of course to hitting on their quarterback, but also the scheme around is so good, and they are all mentally the mentality is so good. I
Mhm.
think that's something that sticks. Also the when you compare to the Texan, I can see why based on like new young quarterback, new coach and new scheme. The difference is their home court advantage in Denver is
Yeah.
so much different than the home court advantage in Texans. So I really believe that Denver will have an outstanding record at home, and they will win half their game away. So I think they will get. I would think 11-6 was what I was thinking for them.
Yeah.
So I think I pick Denver over.
Okay.
Let's
All
go
right.
to the next one. Charger nine and a
Here's
half.
here's my team. I'm going over. I love Harbaugh. You want to know what's nuts? Not that this will hopefully matter, assuming Herbert stays healthy. Although I think we talked about this offline. Herbert, it's a make or break year for him. I heard Trey Lance is actually showing signs
Oh
in
really?
training camp.
I didn't hear that.
Harbaugh, if Harbaugh revitalized Trey Lance,
Like he did with Kaepernick
yeah, even yeah, Kaepernick, and then
in Michigan.
well, Michigan, yeah, he obviously did the quarterbacks there, but uh,
Smith,
yeah,
Alex Smith.
yeah, no, I'm a Harbaugh fan. I like how he builds teams. His O line. I mean, Herbert's going to have all day to throw, so he's got no excuses. The running game is going to be strong. Defense is going to be take the over on the Chargers. I think they are the class of the division this year. Time will tell, but I'm saying over 9.5 on the Chargers.
And I'm with you. I'm not a fan of the person, Arba, but I'm a fan of the coach. I think that like you said, he's smart. He focused not on name. He trade all the names.
Yeah.
Like and people were wondering, like Eckler, why you let him go? And whatever the wide receiver, the beard
Oh,
there.
Williams or whatever.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, Williams and the other guy
Yeah.
who went to Chicago. Anyway, I have a but he let them go. Why? Because he's building the OED line.
Yeah.
He's building those line because he know that's where you win. It's on the line, both side, and he builds strong lines. And like you mentioned, we discussed this. For me, Lawrence and Herbert, that's the year where they need to make a difference or they just disappear in nature. And Herbert, I have a higher ceiling than Lawrence for me,
Yeah.
and I think that if he can continue to play the way it is, they drafted very well wide receiver wise as well. Young, they have the McKinney last year out of nowhere,
Mm-hmm.
and then this year they draft again another double new wide receiver that I think will be outstanding. They have a running back. I mean,
They have like 3
tight
running
hands. Yeah,
backs.
yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
tight hands. I mean, they really. I think, like I said, Denver. I see them 11-6. I see the Charger being 12-5,
Yeah,
and they're winning the division.
I'm all in on the Chargers. And one of my last or one of my favorite Harbaugh quotes over the last few years is when they drafted Joe Alt last year, or yeah, last year for the offensive line, and they're like, "Why didn't you draft any weapons?" Meaning like a wide receiver, running back. He goes, "We consider linemen weapons." I love that. Love that mentality. And then our affinity for Las Vegas, the Las Vegas Raiders.
Las Vegas Raiders. I think they will be better than what people think. I would be shocked if the Raiders go under 6.5. So
I agree.
I will go over.
I like Pete Carroll. I think he brought in a veteran quarterback who he worked with in Seattle. He'll be steady. He's not going to be spectacular, but he'll be steady. Um, I don't know. I'm totally going off of this because of Pete Carroll. He knows how to build teams. I'm not saying the Raiders make the playoffs, but I do think more than 6.5. I would take the over on that one. So I think we have to recap because I don't think we named the division winners. So let's recap real quick. AFC East, we both have Buffalo winning that
Yep.
division. AFC North,
Baltimore.
both take Baltimore. AFC South, we didn't pick.
I didn't pick, but tell me who you have.
God, that division just
I have the
is-
Jags.
Yeah, I think the Jags could do it.
You probably stick with Houston.
Yeah. Although there's almost 5 teams that made the playoffs last year that don't make it the year after. The Colts. I'll go Houston, but I don't feel great in that pick. And then the AFC West, sounds like we both have the Chargers. Yeah. So we agree on many of them. And then we'll see how it all plays out. So
Perfect.
there you have it. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. So there you have it. If you want to run off to Hard Rock Bet, who sponsored today's episode, thank you. And either follow us on the over-under season wins or bet against us, whatever you think is going to work. But there you have it. We're on the record, and we'll tally it up at the end of the year to see how we did. But that'll do it for this Fanatic Friday episode. Thanks for tuning in, winners. And please be sure to share, subscribe, and follow Two for the Win on your favorite platform. We're on all of them. Next week, we will talk NFC.
There we go.
Until then, have a great week, winners.
Bye, winners.
Take care.